So there's some massive Cardano Ada news updates for you in today's video, so stay tuned until the very end. We got Cardano Ada falling 17%, but there could be something fueling a massive rebound for the price. We're going to dig into all of that, and 809 million Cardano Ada in 24 hours. So that was a report yesterday. We've got so much to dig into. If you enjoy this sort of content, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get to it. Let's go. So we're going to start here. Cardano Ada dipped 17%, but could rebound soon from key support zone, according to this news article. So look, let's get into the key takeaways here. Cardano Ada's 30-day MVRV ratio has fallen to 9.34%, a level that historically precedes price rebounds. Look, that doesn't guarantee that we are going to get a rebound, but definitely something to be aware of. Social dominance is rising, signaling increased attention that could fuel demand and positive sentiment. Ada's been trading near the upper boundary of the descending channel, showing that bears are losing control, according to this news outlet, CCN. So obviously, this again is really interesting. We've got to keep an eye on the on-chain metrics. These are so important to understand. But obviously, I want to be quite clear. I'm not a financial advisor, and you should treat this purely as entertainment and educational purposes only. Nothing is guaranteed, and crypto is super risky. If you're going to invest, you do risk losing all of your money. So I want to just be really clear with everybody. Check out the disclaimers in the description of the video. Look, for me, Ada is, I guess it's in a position where there's lots of really big fundamental upgrades on the horizon. And we'll talk about those in a moment that, again, could fuel a move to the upside, but nothing in the world of crypto is guaranteed, right? So we want to be clear on that. Then we've got this article. So this was from the 7th. So this was Saturday. The 809,910,000 Cardano Ada in 24 hours futures whale fueling rebound. So this is basically an article that is letting us know that whales are potentially getting involved and could be fueling a move to the upside. Again, nothing guaranteed, but this article is an interesting one, and we should be, having a look at all the on-chain information that, we can get our hands on. Obviously, do your own research. Take everything that anybody says on YouTube with a pinch of salt. You've got to always do your own research before making any investment decisions, or contact a financial advisor. That is not me. And, they're rare to find on YouTube. But Ada whales drive futures activity despite low volume. The past 24 hours as of the previous Saturday, Cardano's open interest increased by 0.27% as investors committed 811.85 million to acquire 1.21 billion Cardano Ada tokens. Large holders are clearly on a buying spree, according to this article, trying to push price up from the current low levels as of press time that this article was written. It was around 66 cent 99, representing a 2.42% increase in the 24 hours this was written. So again, just really interesting stuff. I want to be clear that, crypto is risky, but there's loads of potential opportunities in this space, but you've got to go away, do your own research, right? So we got Cardano is at a nexus of Bitcoin DeFi, according to Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano. He's saying in a recent interview, that it's at a nexus of two major trends, one of which is Bitcoin DeFi, coming into a formality. He pointed out, although DeFi has periodically grown on Ethereum and Solana, Bitcoin's DeFi remains a market that is larger but still untapped. So again, he's highlighting that Bitcoin DeFi is a really big opportunity. Now, again, it's yet to be seen whether that is, something that's going to come to fruition or not. But Charles is a very clever guy, in my humble opinion. He thinks that Bitcoin as a sleeping giant, saying the DeFi opportunity is about 4 times bigger than the entire market cap of Solana. In short, Hoskinson wants Cardano to lead the charge in building Bitcoin DeFi on its platform. So, for me, I think, he's got a point. This AI is another really big, monstrous, sector that I think is going to blossom even more than it already has. So, there's lots to sort of take into consideration when it comes to what's going on. And again, I mentioned in the intro that there's a lot of fundamental upgrades that are on the horizon, and we do want to get into those opportunities, right? We've got Cardano Ada founder Charles Hoskinson predicts timeline for Bitcoin to hit $1 million. So again, just really interesting. We're seeing lots of big prominent people in the crypto space pointing at $1 million, $1.5 million price predictions for Bitcoin, not Cardano, for Bitcoin. And look, I just can't see this, but this is the beauty of people's opinions, right? Everybody can have an opinion. It doesn't mean that you're right. And again, that's why I say take everything that you hear with a pinch of salt. Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, recently reiterated his prediction for Bitcoin price and provided a bold timeline for realization. Again, this was with an interview hosted by Bitcoin Magazine. Again, he's talking about Bitcoin's DeFi and the future of that. But again, he thinks the US government, notably, and BlackRock holds a substantial amount of Bitcoin. Again, just highlighting, future 500 companies are starting to adopt crypto and Bitcoin. And he predicts by the end of the decade that, Bitcoin will hit that $1 million price target. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think that is something that is on the horizon, something that is possible? I'm not so sure. I always, have a bit of skepticism about these price predictions, both for Bitcoin, but all other altcoins as well. So, best to be, pessimistic than, just taking it as gospel truth, because nothing is guaranteed. And then look, we've got the final article here. The former Cardano COO warns against national bias in US crypto reserve strategy. He warns against the the geographically narrowed focusing basically just on the US projects. He believes that we should be looking, outside of the US when it comes to the blockchain strategic reserve and the strategy there. But what's your opinion? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Personally, I don't really care too much. I think it's great that we're getting some adoption. I think it's great for crypto. I think it's great for the people that have been invested. I think it shows some level of, optimism for the future of blockchain technology. And I think that's got to be a positive thing. But look, I'm not a financial advisor. You should definitely treat this all with a pinch of salt. You could go speak to, a financial advisor if you're looking for that. That is not what you're getting here. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, and don't forget to check out the Discord, the educational free Discord. Again, the link is in the description of the video. Thanks for watching. Take care. Catch you in the next one.